Hello, Patreon friends. Thank you so much for being Patreon subscribers. I really appreciate it. I train. I don't exercise. I train. They're two very different things. Training is the essence of the sound of the meaning of the word training. Means you take it seriously. You take it seriously. You have a goal. You have goals. You're training. You're training. You're training. You want to experience what you are capable of. That's the mindset of people who train. They want to see what they're capable of. They want to go further than they thought they could possibly go. So they train. They train real hard. You want to be the best boxer? You got to train. You got to train every day to get in that ring and be the best. You want to be an MMA fighter? They train every day. They want to be the best. Bobby Fischer, the great eccentric chess champion. In the 1970s, he reluctantly gave an interview in his own home. They come into his home, interviewer with the cameras, and he has all these weights and all this equipment. And I'm like, what is this? He says that I train with the weights. And she says, why? You sit at a table and you play chess. He says, no, you don't understand. He says, what I do at that table, that chess table, is as physically taxing as it is mentally. He said, I have to train my mind and my body to be able to do that. I saw that a long time ago, and it had a big impression on me. He's absolutely right. So I train. On my days off, well, for very soon it'll be 7 days a week, but I get up between 4 and 5 in the morning, usually about 4:30 in the morning, no alarm clock. I go right into the cold shower, take a cold shower. I have not had a hot shower since April, only cold showers. Why? Because when I'm in that cold, I have to be in control. It's an exercise. It's part of the training, actually. It's part of the training to be able to maintain myself in such an uncomfortable situation. Control my breathing, control my mind, and be able to stand in there or sit. I like to sit and be in control. Because with the first couple of seconds, I want to get out of there. Every time. And I do this every single day. Every day. I get up and I go and I sit in the tub and I turn on that cold, all the way cold. And I sit in that cold. And I don't turn it warm. I just stay cold. To train exercising my mind to stay in control in an uncomfortable situation. When the first couple of seconds, literally, and this happens every day. Why am I doing this? I should get out of here right now. I should jump out of here right now. But I don't. I stay focused. I stay in control. So this is part of the training. This is a good one here. This I was able to capture something that is a really cool phenomenon, and I captured it on video. I've read about it before. Lynn Buchanan talked about it, but to my knowledge, like most of the things that I put out have never been captured on video. They're only talked about. So here's part of my training. I worked 3 targets one morning. This one right here, which is like a fire tornado in Australia. This one here, which is the launch of the Titanic, right here, 1929, 1916 or whatever. And this is the Great Wall of China. Mountainous area, all mountains, very old range of time and space right here, about 1916 or whatever, and that's just dry land. This is the first session that I did, and I'm going to play some of this, and you let me know which range of time and space / target you think that I had visited. Let's check it out. Oop, 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 oop. Oop, 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 oop. There we go. Test. Sensitivity drill J8U1. 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 Gotta let calm down from all the. My nervous system was all cranked up because I had to move the table, set up the camera, and all that, and I was making sure I did everything right. So I was a little amped up. So I'm trying to bring myself down and focus. J8U1. Boom! Right there. Right there. Really? Right there. This is a great moment that I captured on video. I'm calming down. Preparation. J8U1. Boom. Right there. Really? Right there. I'm there. So this is what happens. Okay, my first impression is like a large ship. A large ship that's like close to shore. And so that's just an impression. Really? Is that all? Really? Okay. That's just an impression. Yeah, a little bit here. What was it? A little bit of that. Diagrams I didn't like. I did like that angular one. But hang on. I like that angle. I don't like that angle. Wait. Something going on here, man. See, here's a scene. People. All kinds of people. Lots of people. All gathered around. All these people. Bunches of them. Picture. Feels like an old picture. But there's a bunch of people that are all around. Now, whether or not that's a boat or not, I'll see if I can get a little clarity on that, because it might be just a city thing. But there's all these people all around. Like an old picture. Okay. So which one do you think I was visiting? Australia? The launch of the Titanic? Or the Great Wall of China? I would say it was the Titanic. Let me go a little bit further here. See, there's structures there, and it just felt like an old picture. I want to go into what I meant by the old picture thing. There's like a cityscape, and there's all these structures here. There's windows here. Is that in? Make sure I'm still in the camera range. This is like like I'm here. Okay. So I'm pretty much there. I'm literally like right there. Yeah, it's very interesting. Very interesting down here. I don't think I got too much else. That was pretty much it. Okay. So there's a big ship. It's right near shore. There's a bunch of people. There's some big structures here. It felt like an old picture to me, like a cityscape. But what do I mean by old picture? Meaning that the image that my mind produced, it looked just like that. Black and white. brings up one of the big debates in the remote viewing world, which is, does the remote view the feedback photo or the target location? I am of the opinion, very strongly, it's the target location, not the photo. But in the translation mechanism within the brain that is taking this range of time and space in whatever state it exists in, translating it and decoding it into my mind and rebuilding it into something that I can comprehend, also included the grayscale. Okay, so that's interesting. But here's what's really interesting. I did the first session. I did 2 sessions. The one that I'm doing right here, this is the first one. But this is the first target. Doesn't have anything to do with that. Total miss. But when I opened the feedback photo, I thought, wow, man, that was, I don't know. My first thought was, I bet you I viewed the next target. That was my first thought. I bet I viewed the next target. But I didn't want to open that because, you know, it's kind of a waste of targets. So that was my first thought. I bet you I viewed the next target. So I did not open it. I did another session after this one. And what was I describing? There's mountains. It's a mountainous range. There's some kind of track or something here. Something like that. But it's mountainous. It's sloped. You know, big slopes going down. Mountains, hills, that kind of thing. I opened the feedback photo. And it's the Titanic. Then I was like, oh man, I bet you the next target is a mountain range. So I just opened it and there it was. The Great Wall of China. So these are just some of the phenomena that happen. This is the weird stuff that happens. You know, I didn't go to the first one. I went to the second one and then I went to the third one. So I was skipping the target, like skipping into the future, skipping past this one here, going to the Titanic, and then going to the big hills, the big mountains there. It's a fascinating phenomenon. Why I didn't go to that one? It could be I'm not interested in it, but I don't subscribe to that notion that I would not be interested in that. I don't subscribe to that. It's just a strange phenomenon. Maybe it had to do with that my nervous system was a little amped up. Maybe. And it pushed me over to the next one, and then the next one. Kind of relocated me in time, you know, something like that, you know. But always up for further exploration. That's it. That's it. And I hope you find it interesting. I found it fascinating, and many more to come. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate you, and we'll see you soon.